Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Movies Are Real for the month of July 2024. I am George. I am surrounded by bugs that are vibrating all over me. I can feel everything around me through their vibration, such as Ryan. I can feel that you are in distress, Ryan. How are you doing?
I'm in distress because you are literally covered in bugs, and you refuse to address this since the moment I stepped foot in your apartment.
It's fine. They're good for the environment, I think. I don't know what they're up to, actually. I don't know what these guys are. Does anyone know what cicadas do?
Piss me off.
They sit on a tree and scream. That's all I know about them.
Yeah, just keep it in your own home.
Carrie, what's up? How you doing?
I'm fine.
How are the cicadas treating you?
They seem to be leaving me alone.
That's
I don't know.
Good, yeah, they're really gross. At having a home, you get to see their bodies.
It's not
chilling.
Yeah, they're gross.
It's not great, not the best. But you know
My
what?
favorite thing about cicadas is the show The Walking Dead, because the background noise of every sequence was just 1,000 cicadas.
Oh, okay.
And it drove me absolutely crazy.
The cicadas survived.
Yeah, but like that show got so boring where like it would just be like minutes of like silence and you just hear the chirping like for minutes and you're like, oh my god, move somewhere where there's no cicadas. Jesus.
Well, no.
Also, bad show. That's still going on.
No,
it is because they made 3. The show ended, and then they took each character and gave them all their own spin-offs.
No.
Someone's watching this, is what you're telling me. It's not like
I guess
those bot farms that comment on a bunch of YouTube and TikToks that are just like, "Wow, I never thought. I love the way your videos always build."
Very
listen. The people who subscribe to AMC Plus, I feel like has to be AMC Plus.
Interview with a Vampire. Here, that's a good show on AMC Plus. I don't know. July.
Men.
Yeah, that is a program from a decade ago. Yes, that's true.
Very topical.
Very topical. I forgot John Hamm's name while I was playing Trivia Pursuit with Don and Joe. Anyways, July. Not a lot of movies here, folks, but we got some big ones here. Such as the first movie on this list, which is a movie we were very much looking forward to, and that is MaXXXine. The third movie, and has Ty West given a name to this trilogy? It's just the MaXXXine, the X trilogy, yeah, right. The X trilogy with Mia Goth, Elizabeth Debicki, Halsey, Lily Collins, Moses Sumney. Was he the gentleman who worked at the VHS store who unfortunately dies? And Kevin Bacon playing. He's yeah. Oh, sorry. So yes, MaXXXine. We're following MaXXXine from X.
About 10 years later, it's
Yep.
the 80s.
Yeah, it is the 80s. She is still doing her thing, still doing porn. Well, no, she was still doing porn, still working at that at a different strip joint, but it looked almost exactly like the one in X in terms of quality. When we had the opening credits and she walks to the, I was like, is this the same place? No, it's not though. Anyways, yeah. Where do we start with this one? I guess. I will start by saying that Ryan and I saw the film Body Double like a week, or at least I saw. Did I see it with you guys, or I saw it with just on a show, MaXXXine?
I
think I saw it
just on a joke.
Yeah, okay.
I thought I saw it. No, I saw it with you.
Body Double you saw with him. He's talking about MaXXXine.
Oh, yes, MaXXXine. Yes, I saw Body Double with you.
Yes.
Because Carrie's comments were, this was the opposite takes I assumed you guys would have from this movie.
So point being, this, as I understand, this movie takes a lot from Body Double, and I tell you what, this movie is better than Body Double. So that's where I will start. Where saying that it's sort of like a very seedy, it's the 80s. I don't know where it's Hollywood, it's California, but I guess California. It gave very Times Square in the 70s vibes of where everything's seedy and you can't walk alone at night or else some creep is gonna come.
Buster Keaton's gonna come try and kill you.
Yeah, in terms of that kind of a movie, sort of like I don't know how did you describe those movies other than like filthy and kind of scummy and there's mystery. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I thought this was really good. I don't know. I thought this was, again, maybe it's because it came out of Body Double and I was ready for a sleazy, sexy, 80s-y movie, and Body Double disappointed the shit out of me.
Damn.
And this was exactly what I expected from that kind of movie, and I had a great time, and I loved Mia Goth in it. Great needle drops, great costumes. Elizabeth Debicki's in it. She's very serious. We love that about her. Kevin Bacon is here giving a performance, which is fantastic. Carrie, what'd you think of MaXXXine?
I remember one of my initial comments to I have a friend who I talk to online who I report to all my movies, and I was like, Kevin Bacon MVP somehow. I just thought he was so funny, just trundling around as the hard-boiled detective, blah, blah, blah. But no, yeah, I thought this movie was really fun. I enjoyed MaXXXine's character, and I enjoyed how goofy of a kind of whodunity, weird-ass mystery it was, and it was very silly, and I liked it a lot.
Ryan, what'd you think?
I'm not the biggest lover of the X series,
Which I always forget, but yeah.
Yeah, I do too, because I'm like, it's like those have Mia Goth, and those are like, those have all have fun moments, but like when I watch them as a whole thing, I'm like, I don't super care for that. And this was my least favorite of them, just because I felt like there was no there was not a lot of direction for me. It was just like, you know, Mia Goth's character, MaXXXine, is trying to make a name for herself, and there's, you know, a killer on the loose, and someone's threatening her with weird messages and stuff, and it just feels like a straight line. There's no twists and turns to it. It's just like, wow, this guy's still following me. I better figure out my stuff so I can be a movie star. And then, you know, she does. And that's kind of it. And then the reveal is like, who could it be? It's like, well,
that's the biggest problem with this movie, I think. Yeah.
The reveal is the most obvious thing, like it could possibly be.
But the thing is, like, I wish the movie did a better job of not even pretending it's a whodunit, because I think it's like, I know who it is. Like, we all know who it is, and I'm fine with that. But you were
it can't be anyone from like a previous movie, because those are all dead.
They're all dead, yes.
So it has to be someone we've established in this one, but we have no connection to any of the people, because all the supporting cast are like in a scene or two.
Yeah, for a second I was like, baby, it's Halsey. It's not Halsey.
No. My favorite thing is all of Halsey's scenes were in the one trailer they showed, which is so funny, so funny, and she dies off screen too.
She does. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, your friend Halsey, she's dead. It's like, oh, what? No. Anyways, I'm gonna keep going on and doing my thing. It's like, oh, okay. So it just ended up feeling disappointing to me and like unnecessary. Like it didn't feel like there was any real conclusion to this character, because she just kind of felt she was the exact same person at the end as she was in the beginning. She didn't realize anything about herself. She was just like, I want to be a movie star, and then it's like, yeah, and now I'm a movie star, and it's like, that's fine,
movie star,
but like nothing. There was no development here for this person.
Yeah. I don't know. It's fun though. I like it a lot. It's pretty.
It has some funny moments. I'm not gonna lie, but just as a whole thing, it just, you know.
Just think about what happened to that man's dick and balls, right?
Yeah, that was funny.
That was the best thing I've ever seen.
That was funny, but also that whole scene could have been removed for the movie, and like nothing would.
But then that would have that. You can't just say that. Like, I don't know.
I know, but like it didn't attribute anything to like the overarching thing. It's just like, oh, MaXXXine likes to destroy men's balls.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, that's
sounds like
awesome.
A contribution to me.
But I guess what you're saying, like, there's no consequence for her who her character has been. There's nothing. Yeah. There's no lesson learned, and you know what? That's fine, I guess. and
that is fine. And it's also, she doesn't like use. I don't know.
Her growth is that at the beginning of X, when they're driving the car to the place and they drive past the cow that got hit by the car, she's like, ugh, I hate blood and guts. And now she doesn't care. She's callous to everything.
Yeah, but that's how she was established. So that's how it was established at the start of the movie, though.
Yeah, but we can see now that she just still.
And then at the end, she also really loves blood and guts and doing porn.
What was I going to say? Kevin Bacon very much is I think he's kind of the glue of this movie. His little sleazy fucking cop, who, how much are you getting paid for this shit, man? It's great. It's exactly what this kind of movie needs in an antagonist. Just a little creepy guy,
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Yeah, Elizabeth Debicki is solid. And I mean, she just plays like a hard ass director. Like, hey, I fucking clawed my way here, sort of like MaXXXine.
Mhm.
Like I need you to fucking get your shit together. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a fucking 80s fucking sleazy, bloody movie, and I got what I wanted. I wanted a trashy 80s movie, and that's what I got out of it. And I was very happy, again, coming off of Body Double, which apparently is a movie that people swear is great. I don't understand. This movie is more of a review of Body Double, but I do not understand what the fuck you people see in Body Double.
It's funny.
It's
really
Ryan,
funny.
have you thought about that it's not supposed to be funny?
I think it's 100% supposed to be funny. There is no way someone made that movie and is like, yeah, I'm a serious guy. There is no way.
I gotta watch this.
Oh my god.
That's a funny movie.
But yeah, MaXXXine's
I have never seen someone more like not casually steal a pair of underwear than I did in Body Double. It's so funny. It's like, oh, I'll take that.
That is an incredible.
This isn't gonna bite me on the
That
ass
is an
later.
incredible scene.
That's a fantastic scene.
Anyways, I was gonna say, yeah, I think I like maybe because I love the pastiche of the 80s. Again, I love the song Obsession. I like Self Control. I love I like this. I think I like this more than X, just aesthetically and vibes wise.
Yeah.
It's certainly I could see myself watching it more than X. I like X fine. But yeah, probably the best of them. But yeah, it's good. I'm excited for whenever the fuck that first trailer for Frankenstein comes out. Because I know she did an interview where him and Tyler were like going through the scene and be like, oh yeah, I was doing Frankenstein and we don't do these molds anymore. That's all they scan my face and shit. Anyways, so yeah, that's MaXXXine. That's the bookend of the X trilogy, folks. And I thought that was gonna be the biggest like horror-esque movie of the month, but it was actually Longlegs, directed by Perkins, starring Maika Monroe and Nicolas Cage. Y'all were really excited for this, and
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was like, oh yeah, seems cool, but y'all are very excited for this movie.
Perkins made very like good-looking movies, and like just the pitch of this and the people in it is just like that sounds like someone like stole my Google search history and made a movie for me. So I was very excited about this movie for those reasons.
Yep. Longlegs, detective movie. Maika Monroe plays an FBI agent who has sort of telepathic or powers, maybe, or some sort of and we're gonna try to find out who this Longlegs. Where's this Longlegs? He's up to no good, and we gotta crack the case.
Keeps leaving all these freaky, weird little notes everywhere, like a pervert.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know. Carrie, what'd you think of Longlegs?
Not Longlegs.
Someone who's definitely not wearing a shirt for the film Longlegs as we record.
I just wanted to rep the best movie that came out last month because that movie is amazing. I loved it. I really, really enjoy. Perkins is like, I don't know if he's like overall master of atmosphere, but he's very much honed in on the type of atmosphere that I love, and I know Ryan loves as well. It's just like oppressively odd, and everything's very pretty, and everyone's confused, and everyone's just trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, and I love it. And obviously Nicolas Cage is a fucking superstar, and I was very happy to see him being a fucking wackadoo. It was great.
He does deliver on that.
Oz has great like framing of like a scene, just like the light and like the positioning of everything, where like someone like Maika could just be like reading something at her desk, and like the framing just makes you feel like something's going to happen, and nothing usually ever does, but yet you're still so like on the edge of your seat. It's very
screen
impressive.
cap friendly movie where you can take a shot of most, and it looks really good. Yeah. Ryan, what'd you think of Longlegs?
So I saw this movie 3 times.
Nice.
It's my favorite of the year for sure. And yeah, just like I said, it's just a very Ryan coded movie. It's just the classic, we're trying to hunt this killer down type of thing, which is always a good, general pitch for a movie. But the whole supernatural light elements with like the Satanism aspects to it just like kind of breathes its own unique thing to it. And it kind of becomes like, I've seen some people who try to be like, actually, it's not like that kind of stuff. And it seems to be like, this has clearly taken a lot of influence from a lot of stuff, but it doesn't like make its own thing. And I just don't see that. I just really see like this very original and interesting thing with like two really great performances that like contrast each other. Cause like Maika's this, meek point of view person who, just tries to, it's like she's the kind of person you wouldn't expect to, as they say in the movie, you wouldn't expect to have that job because you feel like they would shy away from conflict. While, Nicolas Cage is, and she's, very like to herself and quiet and doesn't like talk or really look people in the eye when she's speaking to them the few times she does, while Nicolas Cage is this bombastic, crazy glam rock star who is just rattling off all this nonsense stuff. And it's funny, but then, you think of it from her point of view and it's like, this is way too much energy for me, and this is horrifying. And I just love that. It's a confusing movie. It's a weird movie. It's beautiful, and there's so many cool. One of the main reasons why I want to see it so many times is there's so much cool stuff just like hiding in the background. That is just, ooh man, so good. Such a good movie.
I think this movie definitely is inspired by a lot of stuff, but it's just another great entry in the genre, which is a detective film where it's just like with supernatural elements. Like it's just executed very well, just with like shots that are super interesting and like moments that are just filled with so much dread. I think the scene where she's at her home, at her wood cabin home that is somewhere, I don't fucking know, with her weird light fixture. I thought that whole scene is fantastic. It's very scary. You think something's going to happen, but nothing really happens. Like the camera's even framed that in a very Conjuring-esque way where it's like, it's giving you a clear look at what's behind her. You think something's going to happen, but not really. I think the whole of the clues and trying to solve them. I assume this is what the snowman was trying to go for.
Yeah, I think so. But if I could remember what happened to the movie The Snowman, I would definitely say yes.
Someone's head got cut off and put on a snowman.
That is a funny
that. And J.K. Simmons took a picture of some lady's boobs with his flip phone.
He would. He voices the yellow M&M.
I know. I also learned this. I had no idea. So you saw that GQ video too?
I was like,
he is the one. You do exist. That's him.
What? That's J.K. Simmons.
No way.
Yes.
That's awesome.
That's what apparently kept him fed for a long time in between roles.
And in that interview, he was like, I want to be the red M&M. And he's like, no, we really see you as the yellow M&M.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
It's just crazy that, like, I think Billy West is the voice of the red M&Ms. They're just funny, just picturing J.K. Simmons.
I still can't picture it. They even played the footage. I was like, I can't. Because he's lowering his voice. It doesn't sound like him. Because usually when you get J.K. Simmons, you want J.K. Simmons.
Not like a doughy.
Yes, exactly. A doughy, yes. Usually just like, I want J.K. Simmons as the voice of the guy, yeah.
Anyways, Longlegs is great.
That's fucking crazy.
So yeah, I thought Longlegs was fantastic. Like I said, I think it is just fantastically executed of the genre, which is a detective, a supernatural detective story where we have again the detective who like is a personality. And they have their quirks, but they are very fascinating, and they have their whole backstory that we don't have time to go in on it. But the mystery there of what the fuck, what is up with this detective? Why is she so like this? She calls her mom, and her mom's
so weird.
Why is her mom so weird? Again, it makes you ask questions, and then you have the classic like expert cop, and it's like, yeah, I saw that guy. He got his head blown up, and he killed his children. You hate to see that, but that's this line of work. You know what I'm saying? all that stuff is great. And again, there's like, don't trust her. It's like, she's not ready for this job, blah, 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 blah. And again, we have the mystery, which is like really like, what the fuck is going on?
Because the main mystery of it is like, they know this Longlegs guy is doing this thing, but there's no evidence that he's at the scene of the crime besides the weird notes. So it's very interesting. From that perspective,
it's very. And I think I assume this, like many good horror movies, there is a contingent of young people. I sold old, but like who really want a Blumhouse movie. This is not that, and so I assume there's a lot of people walked out of this disappointed because it is tension. It is long fucking stretches where it's just like, just hang out in the vibe, the oppressive vibe of the movie. Nothing is gonna be like, wow. And then when they see Nicolas Cage singing, be like, this is fucking gay. You know.
One thing I like about I've noticed watching this movie is like, because it's not like a loud Blumhouse movie, you can really hear when people are freaking the hell out.
Yes.
And like, I love that. Like I think the moment in the movie that like I've heard the most like shrieks in was towards the end, where like just like when she noticed like her mom is at the house.
Yes.
Like people are like, I think two times people were like, oh my god. Just like, it's like, unable to contain themselves.
The part where the mom is like walking up next to the car and the other detective is in the car. That I was like, I said, oh my god.
You did, and I also said it too, because that was a great scene.
Yeah. And as the gamer here, I gotta say, it's very Alan Wake. It's so
Alan Wake.
It's incredible. And
Alan
again,
would love that movie.
And I appreciate like top 10 Letterboxd reviews is like, this is giving me Alan Wake 2 vibes, which I love. So yeah, Longlegs is fantastic. I didn't have that high expectations going into it, but I know y'all did, and I think it's fantastic. It's awesome. Great job, Neon, in that marketing campaign, I guess.
Very good job.
Yeah.
And the movie's made an insane
And the
amount
movie's
of
made
money.
an insane amount of money, yes.
Good.
And we already know that he's making the monkey. What's that little monkey? What's the...
It's just called The Monk.
The monkey?
Yeah, that's based off of Stephen King.
Is it a short story or something?
Probably. There's
I
one
think
of
he
his
wrote in a
short
napkin.
story. There's one of his short story collections that has one of those monkeys on the front of it. I don't remember which one it is.
Could be anything. That could be the Shining cover, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, they made a lot of money for Longlegs, so in the next one, the legs will be even longer.
Hell yeah.
Next
is such a great title. Even longer legs. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
I also thought a weird movie I thought about while I was thinking about this movie was The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which I think about again, where it's a movie that Nicolas Cage made where it felt sort of like a retrospective on his career, but it also felt like the final chapter, even though I know he's continuing to work. So it's like, again, it's just incredible how much has Nicolas Cage given to the culture and us that like, I made this whole movie where I reflect on my fucking career, and I just come out with this movie like years, decades after it started, and it's just like, it's just incredible performance. It's just unforgettable, iconic character.
I love him.
So God bless Nicolas Cage is what I'll say. Anyways, Oddity. I don't know what this is, folks.
Yes. I saw this movie.
What is Oddity, Carrie?
Oddity is an Irish horror movie that it'll be on Shudder at some point, I think, but it was playing at Twin Creek for a week or two, so I went to go see it. And basically, it's about this. We start with this lady who is in the middle of nowhere renovating what seems to look like some sort of old. I don't remember if they say what it was. It looked to me like a prison. It was like this weird structure that was a big square and there was a courtyard in the middle. But she's she's renovating this property for her and her husband to move into. And she's on the phone with him, and then she hangs up with him, and then a guy shows up. And then we find out, we don't really see how that scene plays out, but then we find out that she was killed that night. So then her husband is living in this property and teams up with that lady's twin sister, who is also blind and psychic, and they're going to the property because she wants to parse together and figure out exactly what happened. So we're trying to figure that out, but also she brought this horrifying little man statue with her that she sets up at the kitchen table.
Is that the Oddity? Is that the titular Oddity?
I think so. That's the guy. And the husband has his new girlfriend there living with him. So there's all this tension between her, the sister, the husband, the sister trying to figure out what happened to her sister, unveiling the clues, the new girlfriend getting involved, the husband seeming suspicious. Everything kind of spirals. And it's really well done. And I had two jump scares that actually jump scared me. Not in like a Blumhousey way, but in like, oh my god.
that wasn't just loud.
Yeah, it was amazing. But
I
really enjoyed it.
I've heard good things because that came out around the same time as Longlegs, so I was hyper focused on that to think about anything else. But I heard a lot of good things about this movie, so it's been
really
on
cool.
my radar.
It's got the ghosty vibes that I love. It's got the weird wooden man with a scary face that I love. I think he's probably supposed to be like a golem or something. I don't really know.
Maybe he's just a weird guy.
He's made of wood, and the sister said that he was gifted to their family by like a witch or something.
Okay.
When can a witch gift my family something
I don't
interesting?
know. You gotta get in good with more witches, I guess.
Is it already on Shudder or is it coming?
No, I don't think so. Not yet. But...
Okay. I'm gonna say when I do my yearly October Shudder resubscription, it's something to
highly
look up.
recommend. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch stop motion, which I know Ryan
Right,
watched.
yes.
I watched that. That's... Oh, man.
That movie slaps.
That is a gross movie. Like, I knew going in it would be gross and I would struggle at points, but my God, I was not ready.
That was... I got to see that one in the theater as well, and that one was very much so. I know what scene you're thinking of. You know, there's I heard a lot of audible squirming from the audience during that scene.
That was me squirming so much from the future that it was going. It was
reverberating.
It was bleeding into the past.
Echoing.
I'm sensing something.
Oddity.
Yeah, highly recommend Oddity. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also stop motion.
And also stop motion. I love that little clay meat girl.
Speaking of Shudder, are they making another VHS this year?
I think this... I know they're making another one. I don't know if it's
this year.
Okay.
But that's a movie where
I
they
think
can...
it
That is a movie they can...
or something.
They can make that movie on the down low and have people not like really talk about it.
Yes.
It's like, oh, it's out.
Yes, 100%. Anyways, Twisters, directed by Lee Isaac-Chung of Minari fame, starring Daisy Edgar-Jones and Glen Powell. It also has Anthony Ramos in it. An actor I feel mixed about because I really did not like In the Heights, and every time
Usnavi.
Usnavi. Yes, yep. It is Usnavi.
Usnavi.
I don't remember.
It's because U.S. Navy.
Oh.
Oh, wow. I don't remember much about In the Heights.
I only remember that part. His name was Usnavi. There's a song where they just said Usnavi, and then the very end, it's like, well, he saw this ship and he named you after it.
Also, I believe I canceled HBO Max, and I think I was halfway through In the Heights, and they revoked my access halfway through In the Heights. So, it also has what's her name from Scream in it. Anyways, neither here nor there. Twisters. Ryan, you saw this with me.
Yes.
You're not that big of a fan of the original Twister, which is a bummer.
No,
but you saw it like now, like this year.
I first watched it in grade school when we were learning about tornadoes. Listen,
I have a memory of watching a tornado movie in school as well. I don't think it was Twister, but I don't know what it was.
I remember seeing the cow part in my second grade classroom. So my memories are a little foggy, but I'm certain it was that movie. But I rewatched original Twister a few days before this and didn't really care for it.
Boo!
I'm sorry. And this one, I think kind of similarly, I didn't really feel anything for it.
It's something.
It's basically... It's a sequel, but it's basically the same premise. The snobs versus...
but at this time, we're with the snobs instead of
snobs versus slobs. That's
sure.
Yeah.
But
I was trying to it's snobs versus gross guys. What's the rhyme?
But this time, we're with the well-equipped, well-funded people instead of the people with no money who are just doing this because out of passion or whatever.
So you start with them, and then you move later to the slobs, and it's just people hunting twisters and getting into situations, and love's in the air. And people really like this movie.
Yeah, so I love Twister. Twister is one of my favorite feel-good movies. It's definitely a movie. If it's on TV, I will watch the entirety of Twister. I love Twister. It's fantastic. So I had no idea what to expect from this, but the closer it got, the more excited I got. It was mainly fueled by like how much I love Twister, and so everyone was like, "Twister, am I right?" And more and more
there was two.
And that was a nice thing. Was like, it turns out that there's a lot of people who love Twister. It turns out because it's got so many. A collection of character actors and a lot of weird shit in it. Again, it's got Philip Seymour Hoffman in it. It's got fucking the guy from Ferris Bueller. It's got the fucking director of Tar in it. It's got fucking Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt and Jamie Gertz. It's got all this fucking shit. And they're chasing tornadoes, and it has a lot of weird ass moments. It's a lovely, stupid, fantastic movie. So I didn't know, because I was like, I like Glen Powell fine, but he's not like the best. And like Daisy Edgar-Jones, like, I don't. What else is she in, actually? I don't know.
Her main thing was that show Normal People. That was very popular. It's been on my list for like 5 years to watch. And
Fresh.
I mostly know her from Fresh because that's a very fun like little movie.
Normal, yeah, I was gonna say Normal People is the one where she met
the other guy that's also Paul.
Yeah, and like Anthony Ramos is fine. So just based on cast and knowing how big of a cast movie Twister is, I was like, I don't know, but I got excited for it. And I think this movie, Lee Isaac-Chung is a very smart man, and he knows that he's making a very stupid movie smartly. It's a silly movie about twisters, and like it has moments where it's all like, we're gonna go in the tornado. We're going to throw fireworks in the tornado. It's going to be... Again, there's a little stuffy British guy who's following them, who's documenting a story about Twister. And he's like, we don't have this in Great Britain now, do we? Oh, no. Ho-ho. And they go on... Yeah, like, oh, this is much unorthodox for me, whatever the hell. And again, Daisy Edgar-Jones can feel the tornado again. She's got the sense. It's not the dirt. It's not the Bill Paxton dirt, but it's like a dandelion, you know? And so, yes, this movie has all the hallmarks of what I would make a sequel to Twister, but it just doesn't hit the highs. It doesn't have the most memorable moments because of the cast, I still think. I think the chemistry's not there with Daisy Edgar-Jones and Glen Powell, I don't think. Like,
I agree.
Yeah,
I didn't want them together because I was like, you guys
don't have anything.
But like the internet was like, this is our favorite coupling ever.
Yeah. Whereas like Bill Paxton and... Helen Hunt, right?
Yes.
Like, their back to is fantastic. Where it's just like,
yes.
I fucking hate you, but I love you also. And like, as soon as this movie's over, they're gonna break up again in a catastrophic, legendary fucking explosion. And it's great. But then there's just not that. Yeah, it's just not that. It's more of like it somehow winds up becoming the cliche of a city girl falls in love with the country guy. Yeah. Because after the movie starts with like they have a version of the original Dorothy, and they're trying to okay, sorry, I already explained Carrie what the point of the movie is. Daisy Edgar-Jones wants to kill tornadoes. Like, she wants to kill them. Like, the goal is to
create this system where basically they're using
a grenade, essentially, but it's like
a grenade of diaper like stuff. Powder,
yeah,
to basically make the tornado fall apart on itself. And she's like, I believe I can do this.
To kill it. Yeah.
And it starts off with her and her original team, including Usnavi.
Yes. And there's another lady in there.
Kieran Shipka.
Yes.
Is in there because she's also with Longlegs. And
yes.
She dies in both of the movies.
Yes. Nice.
Spoiler alert.
What?
But yeah, it's them like younger, and they go and things don't go well, and all of her friends except Usnavi die.
Yes.
She's like, I'm gonna move to New York where there's no tornadoes, and give up on my dream.
Yes.
And then the movie starts with Usnavi, who now works. He's the snob. He works for this big fancy company that has this fancy military grade tech that analyzes tornadoes. That can take a 3D photo
of a
tornado, which he believes can help predict where they are, so people can, prepare in advance and deal
Which
with
is essentially what Dorothy did, so it's weird.
I was
It's
gonna
true.
say, what were they doing in the first
That's
movie
exactly what they were
again?
doing with Dorothy.
That's why it feels more
tornado.
like a reboot than
Yes.
a remake, and that's fine. And then she joins him for that, and then they run to the slobs who have this YouTube channel where they just go into tornadoes and go yahoo, yahoo, and then she's like,
And that has who's the camera guy? I
the
forget.
camera guy is the cool guy from Nope, the fun guy from
He's
Nope.
the fun guy
I
from
never
Nope,
remember.
yes. He's the security guy.
Brendan Perea?
Yeah.
Who works
Yeah.
at the fries.
He's a little too obnoxious in this
He is a
movie.
little too obnoxious.
His energy is up there, and I need to be like. at
He's
like a
essentially
7.
like the small yappy dog.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's like,
yeah,
damn.
that's right, boss. Yes, right, boss. We got it. You're gonna get the tornado, boss. We're gonna get him. That's right.
And then as the movie goes, she's like, "Oh, this Usnavi is the benefactor for the snobs is basically using this to buy up land from people whose houses were torn apart by tornadoes for cheap." And she's like, "You're being really shitty with this thing."
So they want
And
the
he's-
tool to essentially predict where they can go to people who are going to get hit by a tornado and then buy the land?
Something.
Yeah.
Something.
And then they mentioned something like about like building something on top of it, but like, why would you build something in Oklahoma that is known to get hit by tornadoes?
Listen, I'm going to talk about some grievances
Sure,
later.
sure.
Okay. And then once she finds that out, she realizes, oh, these slobs are actually really good people. They're like,
We gotta help.
they're like, we gotta help these
We gotta
people.
help these people.
They like set up these, charity things where they help people.
They essentially feed the people after
They
the
feed the
tornado.
people and they help do some cleanup and make sure everyone's fine. But they also are like, towards the end, like, we gotta go to the town and help the people. But it's like, first off, these people live in Oklahoma, specifically the tornado capital of the world, and they go to like, get inside, there's a tornado. It's like, oh, what? But we have our outdoor craft fair right now. I can't go inside. We have no basements. You have no basements in Tornado Alley? So it's like, all these cute people are so stupid. They need Glen Powell to come and say, get inside, idiot. All right.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It drives me absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
But my other problem with this snobs versus slobs thing is, Usnavi, he agrees that, like, what his benefactor is doing is shitty, but he's like, I couldn't do this without him, though, and I'm trying to get this data for that. But these YouTubers who said in the movie that they just hit 1 million subscribers, which is not very good given the amount of stuff they got going on. So they are definitely, my bit is like, it's like, we're in Tornado and my Raycon everyday earbuds are not even falling out. This is amazing. They are selling out in some way because there's no way they have a group of 10 people with 1 million subscribers who are only watching tornado footage during tornado season, which is like 3 months out of the year.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. So they're both sellouts. We're just not addressing how these other people are sellouts.
Yeah. Anyway, so
stupid.
So my thing with the movie, it is really like, it's still fun. I still had a great time with it. I think it's stupid in the ways it needs to be stupid to be a good movie, not to just be boring as shit and just be like, again, like Glen Powell being the if you feel it, chase it, whatever, like the whole shit. And again, while we were watching, there's a group of dude bros.
There were some boys.
Like they were like just
they were laughing at things that weren't even jokes.
Again,
like, people would just say something and be like, ha, yes, and they start people clapped, Carrie.
Yes, they were so hyped. People were hyped.
Twister 2 in fucking Nebraska.
Yeah,
no shit, people clap.
But like that's weird. Glen Powell isn't here.
It's
Who
true,
are
yeah.
you clapping
Essentially,
for?
the boys were like the backup. If Glen Powell was a bully, he was like, oh yeah, he got him, Glen Powell, he got him. Like when he did that with your feet, they're like,
oh,
that's great. So anyways, there is still stupidness, but it just doesn't have the endearing quality of Twister. And again, the ending is really stupid. Again, we're like, we gotta get everyone back to the theater, and they're showing some fucking Universal monster thing, and everyone's doing their farmer's market. Like you said, it just makes no sense. There's also the problem with this movie. There is not a single scene in this movie that is cooler than anything in Twister. There is nothing like there's
I think-
fire tornado, but it's not even a big deal. They just
Yeah.
kind of like wait for it to stop.
I think this movie. I think this movie looks very pretty. I think
It does. It looks really.
like, it
They
was
shot
made-
it very
They
well.
shot it very well. I think they shot it on film, which
yes.
is very good. And the storms, the contrast of that, and like the white,
the colors of the
looks,
fields.
it
all
looks
really-
very good, and that's like the main redeeming thing. But it is also just like we're shooting fireworks up tornadoes, but we're also really good guys.
Yeah,
It's like,
the
okay.
character archetypes are not really.
Because like it just kind of they began as like really annoying, and then they all just stopped.
Yeah.
And we're like super. Yeah, we're all just really nice guys, and we're all just like a friends. It's like, you were insane. You were on PCP 20 minutes ago. I don't understand
They were
this.
filming their YouTube videos. They gotta up it for the.
But yes, if this movie did not
Yes.
have Glen Powell, it would not work at all. I do
No.
think his wild energy
Cowboy energy
is
yeah.
extremely needed because no one else has that weird characterness of him. Because Twister was full of weird fucking characters. Just it's still a bizarre lane of Twister. Where, like, again, Carrie Elway's in Twister is this fucking scientist weatherman, and he's got a crowd of people. Like, whoa! And, whereas, like, Twister is the most important... tornadoes are the most important thing in the world to this. It's like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where, like, oh, he's got a fucking red eyes black dragon. It's like, whoa, what? He does? It's crazy!
I'm losing my mind over here.
Yeah. Anyways, that's enough of Twister. The biggest, weirdest thing, and I don't know if we'll ever find out why, is that... One, people, again, for some reason people on the internet think that Daisy Edgar-Jones and fucking Glen Powell are great together. They don't kiss at the end of this movie, and it's very strange when they shot the kiss at the end of this movie. Where, like, he goes to, because she's gonna go back to fucking, is she going back to
New York, baby.
Yeah.
You mess with one
One
of
of
us,
us, you mess with all of us.
Yeah,
Carrie
and then
gets-
Glen Powell's being like, oh, I don't want to go to the chaser, whatever the hell. And
So then he drills. He
has some drills in his truck.
He has some drills in his truck so he can be under the tornado without it, like, the truck going up in the air. And he does that at the airport, which would be a huge crime, and he's going to be put in jail for
He
that.
would be detained.
Yes. But he goes in and, like, they just, like, hug. And that's because apparently test audiences or Steven Spielberg didn't like the kiss. And it's like, they don't have chemistry. That's why they shouldn't kiss.
But they should, just in the spirit of what this movie is. But
They
again, they
should.
don't have that. They didn't have the chemistry though. So
Yeah.
whatever. I don't know. Anyways, Twisters. I'm glad it's not a soulless. We brought back the old IP and we made a new one of it. But it could be better. It's fine. It's completely fine. That's a serviceable film.
If people still, if they still play movies on Best Buys, Twisters is probably a movie that will be shown
Yes.
on test TVs at Best Buy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Twister graphics. Whoa, with Glen Powell.
Yeah. Anyways, Twisters. Deadpool and Wolverine, folks. Last movie of the month. Directed by Shawn Levy, director of, I almost said The Fall Guy, but Free Guy. Yeah. Yes. Starring Ryan Reynolds, starring Greatest Showman, various Marvel goofs and gaffs, I assume is what Carrie says. Yes. So yeah, I think last podcast we said, at least I admit.
First off, I found out this when I rewatched Arrival. Shawn Levy produced Arrival, so he
That's
does. He can expand from trash.
So he paid for Arrival. That's
He
fascinating.
paid for Arrival.
I
yes.
thought you said our rival at
Our-
first, and I was like, we have a rival.
Yeah.
Our sworn enemy.
Movies are bad.
Movies are fake.
It's like, you bastards.
Movies are bad.
He also
podcast.
produced The Boogeyman, apparently.
Yeah, he is
He
range.
produced a lot of stuff, huh?
He is range.
He produced Real Steel, which has.
Nice.
Listen, when I rewatched Arrival, and the first thing I saw was produced by Shawn Levy, I was like, what? That guy?
Oh, one bad thing about MaXXXine is produced. I think it may have been executive produced by the.
Oh
fucking
yeah, Sam
Euphoria guy.
Leverson.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sam Leverson's a producer on all the X movies for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that we collectively have all decided that that series sucked, apparently, by the way. At any point, Euphoria comes into conversation, everyone's like, man, that show was a lot. Why was it so much? Why did
Yeah.
they put the actors through that? That's bad.
I never watched
Again, and
that
Carrie
shit.
has no idea.
Fuck
Or like
no.
that interview with Dan Stevens is like, yeah, she had a bad time on that show, and I'm sure she had a good time in this because it wasn't that. So that's great.
Absolutely.
I saw one thing today where an SNL actor who she worked with on a sketch Bowen Yang, like they had a sketch where they had to pretend like they were hooking up, and he was like, "Listen, if we have an intimacy coordinator at the studio. If you're ever uncomfortable with the whole thing," and she was like, "Bowen, I'm on Euphoria. I'll be fine." It's like, okay, you shouldn't.
So it's like an open secret that is like that show sucked to make, and it's not great, and it's kind of just like weird porn for freaks. Anyways.
There's a dong in every shot.
It's true.
It's very strange.
Now, don't worry, Carrie. You thought we were going to talk about Deadpool Wolverine. Now we're back on Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
How epic was it, Ryan? That's pretty epic, I thought.
Oh
wow.
It's kind of like how I feel like about like an Endgame or an Infinity War or parts of Far From Home, where it's like
an event movie.
The event movie stuff I think works, and I think it's a movie that's constantly like entertaining. It makes no sense.
There's no substance. Like this is a really tasty drink at the Starbucks that has a shit ton of sugar and syrups and stuff, and it's good. But it's like nutritionally, there's nothing in it.
And like I was thinking, and I think the main thing is, I think Hugh Jackman has some really good moments in this movie
because he's great.
Because he's a great guy.
He's fantastic,
and I think he has fine enough chemistry with Ryan Reynolds. I mean, they're friends in real life too. But the problem that I find, and I think is my problem with the Deadpool movies in general, is like they try to have like grounded moments where Deadpool is like, you know, not being quippy, not being like DC sucks, I said it. Or he's like trying to be like real, right? Like, I'm really sad, but like he can't emote with the mask, and the mask doesn't. You know, it can emote like it has some eye moments, but like you can't feel him acting through that. So it just feels disjointed when he's trying to rival Hugh Jackman, who's like doing a fucking Prisoners-esque scream sequence at this guy. And I think that might be the main thing, is because it can't like...
That is an interesting takeaway, right? I appreciate your insight.
It can't even out the wackiness, because he keeps trying to have both, but I feel like it can't sustain both. That's why I feel like Deadpool as a character in general works better as like part of the team or like a background supporting role as opposed to the
main
guy forward. Because if he was just in an Avengers movie and he occasionally was like, wow, he has a great ass, it's like, okay, that's
the problem with him in an Avengers movie. It's like, I think like he can't be breaking the fourth wall all the time, because the Avengers movies, like, there is a fourth wall to a certain extent. So yeah. But I will say like I said, I admire this movie. It's entertaining. I think some of the returning roles are fun just because they feel so out of place. And I know there's the one that we talked about that's like, it's more of like just, it's an impenetrable reference to understand like why this character is here. We can spoil it, by the way. Everyone spoil it. Are we talking about Gambit? Yeah, Gambit, it is a very like 4 levels of shit. Yeah.
So Carrie, like the big like spoiler alert like team of references at the end of the team. It is Jennifer Gardner's Elektra from the 2004 Daredevil movie, Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Yes, I've heard of a lot of these.
And
I've
then
seen them on the internet.
And then the weirdest one is Channing Tatum's Gambit, which is because he tried to get a Gambit movie made for like 10 years. And it never got finished. Like, it went through several directors, and like the
Fox deal sort of.
I was gonna say, I remember you guys talking about that.
The Fox deal ruined it, and he like generally was super passionate about this role, and then he shows up and it's like, oh, okay, and they make jokes like, I'm from a universe that never even had a chance to get started, and it's like, it's not. I'm happy that Channing got to do it, and I think he's very good at the role. He has the accent down. But yeah, I don't know. It's entertaining. I don't hate it. There's a lot of, there's the big highs, like the this is garbage stuff, and like I see both sides of that kind of thing. I see both sides, Carrie.
Good.
Great. I'm that kind of guy.
That's great.
You're such a good guy, Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Say that again, but make it sound like there's not a gun to your head.
You are such a good guy, Ryan.
Thank you. But yeah, George, I think you're sort of on the same page as me.
I think it overall. So okay, here's my thing. Out of context of the movie, I hate Deadpool. But when I'm watching a Deadpool movie, I'm like, this is fine. Like, in his little world, but it works because everyone else hates him. That's the thing with Deadpool. It works because everyone hates him. So we had Hugh Jackman as the number one hater. It totally works. Where he's like, you are the fuck, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. And again, he has the acting moment where he breaks him down as a character. Like, you're just fucking useless, blah, 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 blah. And again, you can see him acting, and he's fucking, it's Hugh Jackman, motherfucker. He's fucking,
He's a huge act man.
He is a huge act man. And so, again, outside of the context of the people who like Deadpool and everything, I find him insufferable. But in the movies, I've always thought, it's fine. I know what I'm in for. And, yeah, I thought the same thing here. I think, I don't think I need another Deadpool movie for a while. And I think it's been good that there was a giant gap between 2 and this. I was open. I like last podcast, I was like, even though it's only been like a year and a half of bad Marvel shit, and I've been tired of it for a while, I've expressed that in this podcast. I don't give a shit about it, but I found myself when this movie came out, like for the trailer, be like, I still do like superheroes, so like I can have fun with this, and so I was emotionally ready to give myself to it, and I had a good time. I think the choice of using like CG for some of the Hugh Jackman stuff when he puts the mask on was very questionable because it looks really bad. And it took me so out of it. That's the number one moment in the movie that took me the fuck out of it, was when they have the big montage with the...
And he's in like an idle animation.
And he's in an idle animation. Like, that looks awful. Why would you do this? How did nobody said this looks awful? Like, I'm pretty sure they CG'd like his body to make it super muscular and fucking vasculary, like he hasn't drank any water, and that looks fine. That looks great. But when he's got the mask, he looks like he's in Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It looks awful.
Yeah.
So all that to say that the story of this movie is nonsense. It's I assume that a big thing of this movie was like, I assume this whole structure is a Loki thing from the television show Loki.
Yeah, basically the
time police.
The time police are from Loki, and the barren wasteland, that's a thing
from
in Loki too,
yeah.
Because he goes there, and in that show there's like a bunch of Lokis who've been sent there because they're always causing. There's like, if you cause enough trouble in the multiverse, Carrie, they hit you with this stick, and you're in this
stick.
It's this weird. It has magic powers, okay?
Oh, pardon me.
And you basically go
that's a staff.
Shut up. And you go to like this wasteland of just like trash, and there's references everywhere.
Like the Jeff Goldblum planet, or is that a different thing? Like in Thor.
It's like it's that, except there's, Gambit can show up now.
Okay.
And not just Hulk.
It's like in Labyrinth, the area of all the lost things.
Sure.
There's that lady walking around.
But you can't make a Bryan Singer joke. Still, somehow. I was waiting for that. Why can't you make fun of that? Come on, man.
Yeah, we should.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's easy, especially at the end. But anyways, my point being before that is like, there's so much Marvel detritus all over this movie, but even with the whole time cop stuff, I was like, at worst, it just feels like, okay, if I'm an audience member, I was like, sure, whatever, I guess.
I guess there's time cops
there's time cops. Okay, that's fine. I'll go with it. So it doesn't feel, it's not confusing. It just feels weak. So that is, again, like the whole thing, keeping this thing together feels like it's fucking nonsense. But I'm along for the ride. I'm here for the set pieces. I'm here for the moments. I'm here for all the bits. And again, it helps a lot that Hugh Jackman is Hugh Jackman, and he is a treasure. He is fantastic. Mm-hmm. That he makes the movie really, like, he gives the movie heart, I think.
Yeah.
So,
and I'll say that I think one of my main things with the last two Deadpool movies is I felt like for every good joke that Deadpool made that like I laughed or was like, that's funny, there was two like, I wish the McRib was back. If you remember that joke.
I don't.
I remember he made that joke in Deadpool 2, and someone in front of me said, yes! And I was like, this is the humor you're so enthusiastic about?
The sandwich, I love! Finally, someone is saying this.
But I feel like the humor in this one, I don't remember anything that was like, that sucks. That's a shitty joke.
Yeah, like the stuff in the trailer,
or
again,
like a
out
super
of context, again, him saying, I'm soaking wet right now, it's really stupid and cringe and awful. But when I'm watching the movie, I'm like, yeah, that's his character. He's the worst thing ever. But when it's used in a marketing thing, I'm like, I hate it. I hate it.
There's two bits in this movie I really like, as in jokes. Well, the first one is the joke that only me and George laughed.
You and I laughed at.
When he made
the Black Adam joke.
The Black Adam.
Oh, right. You told me about that. I would have laughed if if I was there. The paradigm.
The hierarchy
shift.
of power
Yes.
in
Yes.
the Marvel Universe change.
That's really funny.
And then the other one is there's a Deadpool variant who's bad at doing fourth wall breaks, and he's like, I can do that too. And he looks at the camera, he's just like, the proposal.
And we
That's a great joke. That's a great joke.
Someone posted that on Twitter and be like, look at this. And like, that's stupid. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. Within the context of this shit, it works.
That is funny.
That's
funny.
a very good joke. And then the reaction is like, it cuts to the regular Deadpool's like, what the fuck was that? You think that's what I do?
Yes.
And for some reason, what he does. And like, there's good jokes in this movie. There's good action sequences in this movie. It's like a continue of like, Deadpool cannot emote with how his character is framed in this movie. He can emote in the comics because they can do things with his face on the costume that you can't do
But at the same
with
time,
the practical thing. And also the story is nonsense. It's just a straight line. It's like, okay, we gotta go get these guys.
Yeah.
Guys, you want to go take down Charles's sister? It's like, well, we've been wanting to for years, but now that you're here, we're gonna go do it now.
But at,
It's
the
like,
same,
okay,
but at
whatever.
the same time, because we have, oh my god, we're spending way too much time on this movie. But like at the same time, do I want Ryan Reynolds to deliver a joke with his face? Not really.
No.
I'd rather it be Deadpool because
That's true.
that way there's like it's a comic book character. It's fine because that character's whole bit is like it's a Deadpool with Ryan Reynolds without a mask, and he just says the proposal, and like that was funny. But everything else, I was like, can you put the mask back on?
Yeah.
It at least reminds you of the character. Anyway, so this movie is exactly what it needed to be, I think, and that's fine. I wanted a big dumb Marvel movie. I was really bummed with the CG thing, but that pulled me right out. Why the fuck did we do that? It looks so bad. So, I don't know. I don't care.
That's something I feel like they might fix, because they fixed some weird CG stuff with wait, what was the third Spider-Man?
I
No.
always
No
get
Way
those mixed
Home.
up.
No Way Home. Like they fixed some stuff on the digital release that people had complaints with. So maybe they'll fix that.
It's so bad.
But it's still like,
Why did you even have to do that?
Yeah.
Why did you have to do that? I don't fucking
It's
know.
weird.
Anyways, that's July, folks. August. Trap. We can't talk about Trap, and that really is a bummer because I have so many things to say about Trap.
Trap is a movie.
Yes. So here's what I'll say about not Trap. I'll say about M. Night.
Shyamalan's Trap.
Yeah, all I'll say about M. Night is that I've been, and I said this in my Letterboxd review where I was like, I think we just desperately need M. Night because he is like, he's such say whatever you will about the guy, he swings. And his ideas are fucking out there. And they are more often than not original movies that come from his fucking brain. And he executes on them. And sometimes it's done a home run. But I'm always interested to see what he cooks up next.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt that, And I
Not
was
that
like,
the Cabin was a year ago.
that was the weird thing. That was the forgettable
also
one.
knocks stuff out quickly. Like, he is always making stuff.
Yeah.
And they all feel like at least of a consistent
He
quality.
has a
At
TV
least
show that I
recently.
have not seen.
I have not either. I think one of his daughters is in it or directed it too. Yeah.
Most likely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And then I'll also say that, when other actors do the whole, nepotism thing, it's like, shut up. But when he does it, it's like, oh, you love your daughter.
it's very charming. Yes, it's a very charming
It's so
Philly
nice.
dad thing when he does it. And also, I guess, we just mentioned a GQ interview, but M. Night also did one of the GQ interviews, and I thought it was fantastic to just, but he essentially reveals there, I don't know how many interviews he's done in the past, where he was like, The Visit was it. Like, this was it.
I want to rewatch The Visit.
Yes, and that interview with him where he was like, that was it. Like, it was over. So, like, if this doesn't work, that's it. Remortgage the house, put it all on black, and it was like, I don't know if it's gonna work, and it worked, and he's very much like, I'm on my second life right now, like, and and now we're here, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. God bless him. So excited to talk about Trap next month. Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Man, so fun. This movie came
Out, yeah, it's
this
true.
movie came. What I love about this movie is when it came out. Spoiler alert, it's already out. It
Maybe not anymore, but definitely not.
it was
violently from
it was released in the world, but I think it pulled forth in the box office, and Inside Out 2 made more money than it, and it's been in theaters for 2 months. That's very funny. But this movie it looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so confused with the direction they took from it, which it's Shazam.
He's got a crayon.
He's got a crayon now. It's crayon.
Shazam.
It's a
Shazam.
Let's workshop it on the next podcast.
I really
we
want
both watch the Corporal Crayon. We can.
I really wanted to. I mean, I can find out now, but there's a movie later on this list of films that come out, and I really want to see which one made less money. But anyways, It Ends With Us, a movie that is very profitable that is coming out that I did not know was based on a book, and
Yup.
it has Blake Lively.
Yup. There's a lot of drama.
There is a lot of drama.
It's giving what was that shit ass Harry Styles movie?
Oh, Don't Worry,
Darling.
Darling.
Yeah, Don't Worry, Darling.
Production woes.
I've heard, and apparently they were. Did you see this, Carrie?
Did I see the movie?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So
well, I mean, I want to read the book, and I'm morbidly curious about watching the movie eventually, but I want to avoid giving it money if I can.
Okay, that's fair. Because, I remember hearing that apparently Blake Lively tried to do a Barbie-ass marketing campaign with this.
Yeah, because we won't get too far into it, but it's a movie that deals very heavily with domestic violence.
Oh, yeah.
And she was on the marketing trail, because Deadpool's out right now, so she wanted to do a Barbenheimer type thing with It Ends With Us and Deadpool. She's like, get your gal pals, wear your florals, go see It Ends With Us. It's like, I hope all these ladies know what they're in for, because Christ.
So yeah, there's that aspect of it, and then I know that there's some stuff with the director.
Yeah, the director who plays the
love interest, who's also the domestic abuser.
He was more interested in making the movie to more amplify those messaging and those tones from the movie, and there was some creative differences between him and Blake Lively on how that should be done and how that should be advertised.
Interesting.
The main example that people were pulling was showing the two of them's Instagram bios, and Blake Lively's was, I don't remember exactly what hers was, but it was like, la la la, woohoo, and then his was like, if you or anyone you know is experiencing domestic violence, here is where to reach out. So it's like,
I'll tell you what, from all the marketing I've seen, I did not get the vibe that was the
I have
movie.
only seen the poster that looks like every
romantic comedy, yeah.
Exactly. That's a
interesting.
problem.
Well, anyways, Ryan Reynolds, maybe, I don't know, because again, Ryan Reynolds is a very good man of his whole business is every movie is just a part of his cinematic universe of the maximum effort,
marketing,
Mint Mobile, aviation, whiskey. Blake was trying to do that and it didn't work out. Also, Blake was definitely the voice of the Lady Deadpool, right?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, that's what I thought. Anyways,
which is did you know that she was she didn't play? She went to a vocal booth and that was just Subway. It's Matthew McConaughey was the cowboy one. He voiced a line. That's barely anything.
Borderlands.
I
feel like I'm gonna wind up watching this movie just so we could rank it on the worst of the
Oh, okay. I had no interest in this before just because I was never interested in the Borderlands games.
Me either.
Yeah.
I felt and tell me if you agree, but they blew up around our high school time.
It was around Gears of War 2 era, around the time where you bought a 360 and were forced to play these games that you did not like.
Yes. And I just felt the people who liked these games and advocated for these games were the most awful people.
They were the core gamer who was playing Call of Duty and they were playing Gears of War.
They were just the most obnoxious, annoying, you play Kirby? And it's Kirby's awesome. I don't give a crap about Claptrap.
He's pretty epic, though.
He is epic, that is true. And then, when this movie, it's Eli Roth directing, and the cast is
what?
Eli Roth is directing.
Did you not know this?
No.
Yes,
Eli Roth's Borderlands.
Yes.
Oh God.
Originally a screenplay by Craig Mazin, who then asked to get his name taken off, and his name is it's not Alan Smithy or whatever the hell, but it's another name.
So now there's no official writer on the.
There is. I just don't know what the fake name. It's a different fake name.
That's
embarrassing.
Yeah, and this movie has made no money.
No one saw it.
I was not interested in this movie because I don't know anything about those games.
Mhm.
And when Greg saw that the trailer came out and he played it, and I thought it looked like the worst movie I probably would ever see. I was like, that was awful. And Greg was like, I don't know, it looks pretty good.
It looks pretty poggers.
Worst movie ever. So
What I'm fascinated, and I don't know if you'll watch this by next week, is like this movie lost a lot of money, as we know, and apparently it had like a $30 million marketing budget. Where was that? I have seen nothing of this movie.
To be fair, $30 million is not a lot.
That's not a lot, but like I would think I'd see a trailer.
I think they spent it all at the start because remember they were started marketing this around 2021, and then they had reshoots. The movie went dark.
Oh.
Eli Roth filmed and released Thanksgiving in the midst of that.
Oh,
yeah, Thanksgiving was after
this.
they wrapped shooting on Borderlands.
That was his like. I need to
help.
I need to refocus myself after that experience.
So I need to go comfort. Yeah, that Grindhouse thing. Yeah, I'll do that. That thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of want to watch this just because to have it on the list to know. And also, I think it's cosmically fucking amazing and beautiful and incredible, and I love this life. That Cate Blanchett was doing this while doing Tar.
Right.
And so she was
So
doing
funny.
rehearsals, like prepping lines for Tar while doing this. And it has led to her doing a media tour where she's doing, again, the GQ, like looking at your iconic roles. And she's talking about Borderlands. And she's talking about how I was doing Tar. And then she was like, oh, I guess in Tar there's the whole thing with the Monster Hunter. And I guess it's Borderlands. There's something there. That's interesting, isn't it? And I was like, it is, Kate. It really is interesting about how this life works. Anyways.
Amazing.
Cuckoo.
I love cinema.
I was just thinking about that part, I think from the Golden Globes or whatever, where Quentin Tarantino just goes, Cate Blanchett.
Oh, man. Anyways, Cuckoo. Yep.
Scary movie.
Dan
Hunter
Stevens,
Schafer.
Hunter Schafer.
We watched it.
We watched it. We'll have thoughts to say about it.
Dan Stevens is so hot right now.
It's so true. Him and his weird little voice. Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie.
Yes, this is a Netflix movie that came
A
out.
Netflix movie.
It's a Netflix original. But what's great about this movie is it leaked in its entirety on Twitter in January.
Oh my god.
And it was because, you know, as we know, Twitter is a nightmare. It was up there for a long ass time. And it had like, I saw clips of it. I didn't watch the full movie, but like it had the like test property of Netflix stuff, like all that on it. And people hated it then.
Mm-hmm.
People there were reviews of people was like, I watched this on Twitter. It was fucking terrible. And also, what's fun is around the time this movie came out, a Plankton movie also dropped on X/Twitter.
What?
That is also a Netflix movie. So I guess whatever Netflix, Nickelodeon people like fucking hate their jobs and keep posting their stuff to the Elon Musk thing.
Awesome.
Fascinating. But also, I've heard this movie's terrible.
Awesome.
I love the hellscape of media that the entertainment industry has created for itself. That, again, I don't know. I don't know how anything works, but we've really worked ourselves into some sort of hellscape where it doesn't make sense for Paramount to make a movie with their own property. They have their own streaming service, but it's not profitable to put it on your own fucking streaming service, so you have to sell it to Netflix to make a profit on it. Why did we do this?
I'm just so like, when this leaked on Twitter, I was like, why can't like all the other cool things Warner Brother killed?
Right?
Why can't I watch Batgirl or that Coyote
yeah, for
movie?
sure.
Well, I can watch the Sandy Cheeks.
I can watch the Sandy Butt movie.
Oh my god.
Oh man. Anyways, I never got that as a kid, by the way.
It's weird when you realize it's like, huh, that's kind of weird.
Sandy Cheeks in the Bikini Bottom. What
Yeah.
the hell?
Alien Romulus, Fede Alvarez's take on the Alien franchise.
He pitched this movie to Ridley Scott at like a party, and he was like, that sounds
Ridley Scott said, huh?
What?
I can't hear you. This music. I'm working on Gladiator 2 right now.
I thought maybe the kids would like that one since they hated that other movie I made.
Ridley Scott, very prolific man, a director. He just puts out shit, man.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I like his quote. He's like, Martin Scorsese, he takes him 5 years to make a movie.
Yeah, it takes him 5 years to make a good movie, whereas I put out 10 shit movies in that time.
When was the last Duel?
No one knows.
Like 2019-ish, I think.
Was it really? It feels like, okay.
Let me see.
That was the same year as House of Gucci, so I think it was like
House of
2021.
Gucci was in there too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2021.
You're probably right. I don't remember. Yeah,
Anyway.
2021.
Yeah.
Okay. Blink Twice. Zoe Kravitz is directed, right? I'm
Yes.
not wrong. Yep.
She's married to Channing Tatum.
I didn't know that either until they did the media tour.
I figured this out too. I was like, huh.
Because they did the Criterion Closet.
That's how I figured it out too.
And I was like, Channing Tatum is a film guy?
He loves the work of Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, he's talking about Seven Samurai.
I was like, this guy's a treasure.
Yeah.
Why couldn't he have been in Twisters?
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope this is great. Again, that's the thing I mentioned. From was it Deadpool? What inspired me to talk about? I love Channing Tatum. But I was talking to Ryan recently about it. I was like, I love Channing Tatum. He's great. And
He's a great guy.
He's a nice guy.
So again, I'll watch this regardless because
I don't love the trailer.
The trailer's not great.
I don't.
It's got that song I like in it.
It has a good song, but it just feels kind of like
Dance Yourself Clean or whatever.
Because it begins as like, let's rewind this back.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't like that. And that's not how you start a trailer for a movie.
I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know who you are.
And then it just felt like it tried to be like a Glass Onion, but then it got kind of like more sinister.
And it has Haley Joel Osment, I think.
Yeah. It's
a
a
It's
lot.
got Kyle MacLachlan.
It
does?
Yeah, he's in the trailer for. He's the one who blinks twice because she's like, blink twice if I'm in danger.
Was he in the? Oh
Yup,
wow.
That's him. He's only in it for that split second, but I saw him. I clocked him, and I was like, oh.
So yeah, I don't like the trailer, but now that I have a new love for Channing Tatum, I'm like, okay, it will probably play better as a full thing than the trailer.
And I'm assuming if Zoe Kravitz wanted to make a movie, she wanted to make something that is hopefully good.
Yeah.
I don't know, or at least interesting. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. The Crow, baby. Who is The Crow for? I have a question to Lionsgate.
Guys who love the movie The
sorry.
I
Crow.
was gonna say 35 to
Exactly.
42-year-old.
So
Goths.
why reboot it and make it look like something not for those people? Like, just make something for those people. I don't know.
I mean, we're trying to get the FKA Twigs fans in seats, I guess.
Anyways, Lionsgate, sorry about the Borderlands flop. I have bad news about The
I don't think The
Crow.
Crow's gonna. The Crow's a franchise that
Bad.
historically doesn't do well.
Why don't you just, I don't know, make like the Hunger Games a mini series and or not a series for Amazon or something. That seems like it would make money.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I like Bill Skarsgård a lot, and I think he looks
He's
very.
pretty good.
I think he looks fun in that
Yeah, he's
Crow-esque
cool.
makeup. The trailer, I didn't like the music in the trailer was too like, because I think of The Crow, and I know The Crow came out in the 90s, but I think of like an MCR-esque music video, and not like this
Not
like
Post Malone and Ozzy
not
Osbourne.
not Post Malone, not Ozzy Osbourne. It's like I get that we're trying, but like this guy's look is this specific thing, so why not have the music like match that? I don't know, but I don't know anything about modern music anymore because I'm an old fucking
honestly,
man.
same.
So.
Yeah. I'm not
like
a man.
Dua
but-
Lipa. I have no idea.
I loved her in Argyle.
Like Sabrina Carpenter's Song of the Summer. I don't know what it is.
I don't like
I've
Sabrina
heard people
Carpenter.
like it.
I don't get Sabrina Carpenter.
I like the Please 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 song.
I like it,
just
but
because I like the vocal turnaround that she does on Motherfucker. I like that. That's the only reason.
I like it
listen
better
to
than
it.
the Espresso song.
Yeah, I don't like that
That's
song.
a bad song.
I've not heard either of these songs.
That's
Well,
insane to me, though.
You gotta watch the Please 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 music video because it's got Barry Keoghan in it.
It does.
I do like how he's dating her.
Uh-huh.
Or
That's
was. I don't know.
I have
don't
no
know how
idea. I
things
don't
are.
care.
Strange Darling. I don't know what this is.
It's the new Kyle Gallner movie.
Yeah, this is a horror movie, and the trailer looks very interesting.
Yes.
That's all I know about it.
Fans of Red Letter Media will recognize Kyle Gallner. He was in Smile.
Ah.
He's the goth in Jennifer's Body, the goth boy.
Oh, it's a good guy.
Yeah, I don't really know much about the plot of this movie
Me neither.
because most of what I've heard about the plot of this movie is to go in blind. It literally
Same.
says that on the trailer, go in blind. And it's like, I can't, you're blasting a trailer at me.
It's like, okay, la 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 la.
Oh, he's the guy from Dinner in America. Okay, a second.
So everyone's got their favorite Kyle Gallner picture.
So yeah,
And he seems like a sweet guy. He keeps replying to all everyone's tweets being like, I love Kyle Gallner. He's like, thank you.
Who are you?
So yeah, I'm excited for that.
I am too. I like going in blind.
Afraid. Afraid.
Fuck yeah.
This is gonna be funny.
Man, I don't know if I have.
This is
George,
this
come
is
on.
another. The
We
AI
gotta
is.
keep the year going. This has been such a great
We
year.
have to keep Jason Blum's pocketbook.
Exactly.
What my favorite part of this trailer is when the evil AI is like, "You want to see something? Don't tell your parents." It's just an explosion.
Yeah, it was
Like
Showing him like footage of 9/11 or something.
I just feel bad that John Cho is at this point in his career where like all the bets that would have been bets that paid off have not paid off, and he's just a character actor. He's just here.
I just love how ChatGPT probably kicked off and Blum was like, "We gotta do it."
We gotta do it.
Or someone was like, "Guys, the word afraid has the
Again,
has
just the most
AI in
poked
it."
out
Ugh.
shit in the fucking world, man.
Oh, it's so exciting.
Listen, I'm gonna be cherishing us watching that trailer for the first time in front of, I think it was Longlegs or
Yeah, I
something.
think what was it?
I don't remember what movie
I think it was Longlegs because it was like
It was like a block of horror trailers.
it was like let's fucking go.
That was like the best.
It was. It
movie
must have been
ever.
because it also had the Hugh Grant.
Yes.
Oh, that looked incredible.
Yeah,
Heretic.
that
That
was
movie looks
fun.
amazing. I'm so excited for
Oh
that.
my god.
Because I had seen that I had scrolled by that trailer on TikTok, and I saw the beginning of it of them with the bikes, and then I would keep scrolling. So I'm like, I'll watch that later. So I didn't know that
The
he
Hugh
was
Grant,
in the movie.
and you're like,
so
"Whoa."
he answered the door. I was like, whoa.
Anyways, we frayed out.
Listen, George, we had Night Swim, we had Tarot, Imaginary.
What are we
I
forgetting?
think that's it. No,
There's something else.
I wouldn't
I
put The
feel.
Exorcist on that.
Oof.
No.
The Exorcist was last year.
No.
Wait.
The Russell Crowe.
Russell
one.
Oh, The
Crowe.
Exorcism.
Sorry, my bad.
That's okay. Yeah, that movie. No one saw that movie, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Yeah,
I think that's all the trash.
that's a
horror.
conjoined hallucination Carrie and I had in the movie
Right.
theater.
Yeah, that's it.
Man.
Well, now we're gonna have another one.
I'm
Could be
I'm
good
driving,
year.
honestly.
It's very funny.
It just looks like a Hulu movie. Is my thing. It looks like.
Hulu cannot afford John Cho.
Anyways,
We should rewatch The Grudge 2020 in preparation for this.
I forgot that movie.
I
I don't know if it was this year where I was like, we haven't made a new Grudge movie in a while. And I was like, they made one in 2020. And I was like, oh fuck, you're
damn
right.
it.
That fucking movie. Oh
The
man.
movie was kind of low-key awesome if you think
I need to rewatch it before
Yeah,
I
I don't
decide.
think you-
I
I really
remember
don't think you
nothing
do.
about that movie.
I need to rewatch The Grudge 3. I remember thinking The Grudge 3 was good.
I don't think I saw any of the straight to DVD American Grudge.
Yeah, I think I've only
movies.
seen parts of the first original Grudge.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Anyways, Ryan Lance, if folks
Whoa.
wanted to find your opinions on motion pictures, where could they find that?
Well, first, don't go to my house.
That's true.
I'm not there right now. I'm at a different house.
Mm-mm-mm.
But you can go to letterboxd.com/filmpiece. That is me. I watched some Alien movies recently. I rewatched Prometheus, and that movie is actually awesome.
I kind of really want to watch Prometheus
That
now,
movie is
especially
actually
after Alien
awesome.
Romulus.
I don't want to get too into it, but I feel like all the criticism that movie had was just of its era, like Cinema Sins bullshit.
That sounds
nitpicky.
about right.
Yeah.
It's like, why did they do? Why would a billionaire want to travel to outer space just so we can live longer? Listen, buddy, I think we can all agree we all know a handful of billionaires that would do that. It's like, why would they make this medical pod that can't do a simple procedure for women? Listen, my man.
Women are never considered when things are being built.
It's awesome that you think in 100 years we will start considering women, but we are really not on that path right now. It's also super pretty, and it has 1,000 amazing actors.
I remember
in
it being incredibly pretty. Yes.
Yes.
At the time, yes. Carrie, where can folks find your opinions about films?
You can find me on Letterboxd just by searching my first name, Carrie, Karrie.
And you can find me at jcruzalvarez26, where I ponder and I think Am I gonna fucking watch that fucking Caligula recut at the Alamo Draft House? I really shouldn't. No one, listen, I saw Possession in a theater, in a packed theater. Do I need to watch Caligula? Everyone's saying it's a new cut of Caligula. This time it's gonna be something, guys. Well, you'll have to find out. You have to lock into my letterbox if I decide to do that. Anyways, that's a podcast. Until next time, bye-bye.